What a night, everybody, at the Delta Center it just was. I'm Kevin Iole. I'm in Salt Lake City, Utah. UFC 307 ended a little bit ago. What a show that Khalil Rountree and Alex Pereira put on. It was an incredible battle. The heart shown by Khalil Rountree, I just can't even describe. It was remarkable. But if you missed the news, Alex Pereira retains the UFC light heavyweight championship with a fourth round knockout of a very, very, very game and courageous Khalil Rountree. Rountree won the first two rounds on all three judges' scorecards. He was landing very hard, clean shots, and he was making Pereira fight. He was right in Pereira's face the entire time. And it led to a fantastic fight. Of course, it was fight of the night. Um, Here's what was interesting to me, and I wrote this in my story, but the crowd stayed and hardly anybody left. And they were all standing. The fight was over and the fighters were being interviewed. And usually you see the place emptying out. Everybody stayed and they were just there applauding and cheering and watching what was going on. And then all of a sudden this chant of Khalil went up. Khalil, Khalil, Khalil. And it was just a remarkable tribute to him because he showed so much heart. Just amazing stuff by both guys. Alex Pereira admitted after the fight that he was really had a lot of issues in training camp. He had told us that he had surgery on his knee that nobody knew about, and his knee was flaring up. He had two different illnesses where he had to take medication. So he was on medication for a while. His toe that he tore the ligaments in before he ended up taking the fight at UFC 303 was bothering him again. He had a sore throat. There were so many things that he was going through. He also had to fly to Brazil because there was a problem with his passport. So he's calling the consulate every day. So Pereira overcame an unbelievable amount. And then he gets into the fight and he has Khalil Rountree raise his game very high. Rountree I think Rountree came close to making himself a star tonight, right? He lost the fight, but he made a ton of fans. There's no doubt. If you saw Khalil Rountree fight tonight, and you're not a fan of his, then you just don't like heart and courage and determination and all those kind of cliche things that you hear coaches and people in sports talk about, but that really are true. And what we saw out of Khalil Rountree tonight, I won't soon forget. I have covered combat sports for 40 years, and I have seen a lot of amazing things that these people do. They are remarkable. The skill that they have and the heart and the courage and the desire that they have. But I thought Rountree really took it to another level tonight. Pereira did a really good job. Even as he was losing those first couple rounds, he was kicking at the legs of Khalil Rountree. Really got the calf kick going in the third round, but he was chopping up those legs. And then as the third and the fourth round wore on, you could see that Khalil didn't have the ability to move as much as he was moving earlier in the fight. And then when that happened, you saw Alex start landing the jab, and he was landing this hard jab. Alex is a big guy, and he punches really hard, and he was landing right on the nose. If you go to keviniole.com and you read my story on the fight, I have an unbelievable picture in there of Khalil Rountree's face. Just remarkable what that man went through in that fight. And a lot of that came in the last round or so when Alex was going for the finish. And, after the legs were chopped off. And so Khalil's trying to get some distance and kind of buy some time for himself. And he's circling along the cage, and Alex is right at him. And then as they came over on the side toward where we were sitting in the media section, Alex landed a jab, and then boom, he goes to the body, and he had two withering shots to the body. And at that point, Khalil just couldn't take it anymore, and he went down, and referee Mark Goddard stopped the fight. And that, of course, was the right call. He couldn't go on, and I wouldn't have minded if Mark Goddard had stopped the fight earlier, or if the corner had asked for that fight to be stopped, because Khalil was taking a lot of punishment, and those are the kind of fights where that can stay with you over a period of time, right? You take that kind of punishment. I hope for Khalil's sake that we don't see him for a while, right? I mean, those cuts are going to have to heal up, but I hope he takes extra time, even when he starts to feel good, just to give his body a rest and let himself recover, because that could be something that, he would live with the effects of for a long time. And I don't even want to see him live with the effects of it in his next fight, right? He made himself look so good, and he is such a classy person, Khalil Rountree, that you want to see him go out there competing at his best. Now, what can we say about Alex Pereira? That the guy is unbelievable. I mean, he is just amazing what he is doing. And yeah, I know there are going to be some critics out there that say, well, he didn't fight Ankalaev, and Ankalaev was number 2. And I understand those of you who wanted to see him defend against Ankalaev. I also understand why the UFC made the fight that they made, and it played out in what we saw in the octagon tonight, because they knew it was going to be an unbelievable striking battle, and that's what it turned out to be. And Alex had just gone, look at the run that he's been on. UFC 303, Yuri Prochazka, UFC 300. It was Jamal Hill. The fight before that, it was Yuri Prochazka. I mean, you can go on and on. He had Adesanya in there. I mean, just this who's who. I think it might be the greatest run in UFC history. Certainly, it's like John Jones and Anderson Silva when they had those long runs when they were on top. I think this Pereira run is comparable there. But Alex is 37 years old. John Jones was 21 when he started his run, and Anderson, when he knocked out Rich Franklin, was 31 years old. And so I think that, that makes what Alex is doing even all the more remarkable. I had asked him at the post-fight press conference, I said, I know you want to fight and you're trying to take advantage of the momentum that you have and the recognition that you're getting and everything, but doesn't your body need to take a break? And he said that it did, and he admitted as much, but he also said, I have this opportunity. I'm making a lot of money. I'm getting a chance to make history. And so I want to try to run with that and push as far as I can. So, he's kind of dealing with his double track. On the one hand, he knows, hey, I need to rest my body and I need to take a break and I need to just sit back and, be on a beach by myself, reading a book or doing whatever he wants to do. Right. But not, not training for a fight and not fighting and doing that kind of thing. But he also understands that, what, the time is now. I mean, I have him number 2 pound for pound, and I think he's going to be way up there in most people's pound for pound rankings, right? After what he's done and what he did tonight. And, it's important to keep that momentum going. If Ankalaev beats Alexander Rakic later this month at UFC 308, then I think that's the fight, that they should make. Do I think Ankalaev would have done better than Khalil Rountree tonight? I really don't, right? I mean, Ankalaev is a different style fighter than Khalil Rountree. Of course, Khalil Rountree hasn't attempted one takedown in the UFC, and he still hasn't attempted one takedown in the UFC. And Ankalaev is from Dagestan, and that should tell you all you need to know about him. Ankalaev is a totally different problem, and that creates a style matchup. But I haven't seen anything from Ankalaev that would tell me he's far superior to Alex Pereira. I mean, I haven't seen anything that would say that. So, style-wise, it could be difficult for him, but I think Pereira took the tougher matchup tonight because he had a guy that was standing in front of him, one of the biggest knockout punchers in the world, was right in front of him, wasn't intimidated, and was firing big shots. And that's, I think that was really it proved out what the UFC was saying, right? I think that you have to give credit where credit is due, and the matchmakers there knew what they were doing when they put this fight together. But you want to see, Pereira fight, fight all the best. So, hopefully, if Ankalaev beats Rakic, I hope that's the next title defense for him, and we see that, somewhere down the line. But what a night! That main event was really something. Just a couple of other comments. I asked Dana White about the judging, and he just said the judging all night was crazy, and I thought that was very true. I thought Raquel Pennington did enough to retain her championship. I disagree with the judges on the first round. That two of the three judges gave that first round. I think it was two of the three, maybe it was three of the three. The first round to Juliana Pena, and I gave it to Raquel Pennington. And then we were even, we scored the fight the same the rest of the way. So I gave Raquel 1, 4, and 5, and I had Raquel winning the fight. Juliana won a split decision, though. So she is the new and the two-time champion. She called out Amanda Nunes after the fight, and at the post-fight press conference, she insisted that Amanda is not retired and that she thinks Amanda's going to come back. The UFC cut to a shot of Kayla Harrison in the locker room, and Kayla did the show me, give me the belt thing, so she wants her title. Kayla defeated Ketlin Vieira on the on the main card opener, and she admitted after the fight it wasn't her best performance, but she did, win convincingly. I don't think there was any doubt about that. That is my guess that we're going to see Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena be the next fight. So it'll be interesting to see if Kayla's striking ability will be able to help her in that fight. We know she has the grappling ability, but maybe her striking ability is one step down from where the rest of her game is. So that was Jose Aldo lost a fight where Mario Bautista was going for a lot of just holding the leg, and the referee didn't break it up a lot and let that go on. And that was really disappointing, and the crowd was really upset about that. I think everybody in the crowd thought that Jose Aldo should have gotten that decision. What else was crazy on the card? Oh, there was a local Utah referee who worked Cesar Almeida Ihor Poteria fight, and he was doing an unbelievably bad job. And I hate to criticize the officials like that, but I mean, there was, I think, 4 eye pokes and a low blow, and he's telling them to keep fighting. And I mean, he had the whole fight messed up. And it was a great crowd. It was an enthusiastic crowd. There were a lot of really good fights, and it was too bad that the judges were so horrible on this particular night. I always think I'm optimistic. The judging is going to keep getting better, and then it's not as bad as we think. And then we have nights like tonight where you go, oh my God. I mean, that was bad judging tonight. What can you say? You gotta call it like you see it. Anyways, I'm gonna go get some sleep because it's late here and I got a flight. I'll probably get 2, maybe 3 hours sleep max before I got to head up to the airport. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed the fights. And remember, I am doing a live chat on Tuesday, October 8th, 11:30 a.m. Pacific Eastern Time. 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Time, Tuesday, October 8th. So be there. We'll recap UFC 307. We'll look ahead to the weekend. We'll talk about the Beterbiev Bivol fight. So a lot to talk about. So join me there. But I hope you enjoyed the fights tonight, guys, and we will talk to you soon. See you later.